Welcome back to Dark Corner's Physical Media Reviews. We're looking at Deaf Crocodile's new release of White Sun of the Desert, the quintessential Ostern. That is, Soviet films influenced by classic American Western, a genre popular enough that it has two distinct branches, the Ostern and the Red Western, of which more in the extras on this release. Set in the Turkmen Soviet Socialist Republic, that's modern Turkmenistan, on the shores of the Caspian Sea, the film follows soldier Fyodor Sukhov on his way home from war, when he is enlisted to protect the harem of a guerrilla fighter now on the run.
С вашим мужем-эксплуататором мы покончим! А пока вы поступаете в распоряжение товарища Сухова!
The film that follows is not original in its story, but tonally it's a pleasing confection of action, comedy, and music.
Для кого ты добрая, а кому иначе?
With an occasional brutality that keeps you uncertain about how it might end and who might survive. What really ties it together is Sukhov himself.
Революция освободила вас. У вас нет теперь хозяина.
A really great character, played by Anatoly Kuznetsov, whose devotion to his wife back home runs through the movie in the letters he writes her in his head.
А ежели вовсе не судьба нам свидится, Катерина Матвеевна, то знайте, что был я и есть до последнего вздоха преданный единственно вам одной.
In reality, he can't send anything and can only hope that she will be waiting when, if, he gets back.
Ну что ж мне, всю жизнь по этой пустыне мотаться!
That uncertainty illustrates a thread of melancholy that is present but never overwhelms the film, something that had become more noticeable in US westerns during the 60s, but here feels very Russian. The influences are there to see, and director Vladimir Motil was upfront in calling this a blend of Russian folktale and Western. High Noon certainly casts a shadow, and the ragtag band who assemble around Sukhov is reminiscent of Rio Bravo, or even the Magnificent Seven, to which this is closer tonally. I was also reminded of Kurosawa's Yojimbo, though that may be because of a shared influence. More specifically, this belongs to a group of films focused on people doing the job in front of them. Most relevantly, I think, Scienfield Zulu, similarly dealing with a conflict between imperial military and native inhabitants that sidesteps the question of, really, whose side are we on, because the freedom fighters are not without their own issues. By saying, this is not about politics or history, this is the task they were given, it's about these people in this moment. Underlined by the friendship between Sukhov and Saeed. And I think the ending particularly raises interesting questions. As we've come to expect from Deaf Crocodile, the limited edition collector's packaging and artwork by Beth Morris is great. The enclosed 60-page book is nicely illustrated with stills from the film and essays delving into its making and legacy. A frequent extra on these releases, there's a new video interview by Deaf Crocodile's Denis Bartok with Red Westerns expert Sergei Lavrentiev, providing more information on the whole genre. New commentary track by film scholar Rolf Giesen, which is slow, measured, almost hypnotic, a nice contrast to the machine gun delivery of some experts. And for anyone unfamiliar with Soviet-era filmmaking, this is a great introduction, as well as delivering plenty of information on the film itself. As does a visual essay by film historian Evan Chester. Again, good introduction to film, genre and era. Outside of its home nation, all anyone seems to know about this film is that it's the one that cosmonauts watch before launches for good luck. In Russia, it was hugely popular on release and has remained so. Its Western sensibilities may have lost it some kudos at the time, but since the end of the Soviet era, it's been more widely celebrated for what it is, an entertaining movie. For myself, I enjoyed it more on the second viewing than first, but what made me go back was Sukhov, who I thought was a wonderful character.
Восток – дело тонкое.
Not a Superman, an indestructible sharpshooter, or a wandering do-gooder, he is the guy on the ground, doing his best with what he has. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Any thoughts on this film or the genre as a whole, please let us know in the comments below. It was a new one on me.